here now at the postgame press conference after the UIndy men's basketball team's 95-65 win over the Earlham Quakers tonight. We're joined with head coach Scott Heady and Carmelo Harris of the team. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Heady.
Yeah, I thought overall, it was a good night. First half, we kind of spinning our wheels a little bit. Defensively, we had some breakdowns. Offensively, we had some good looks, just missed shots. But second half, I felt like we were much better on both ends. For the game, we held them to 0 offensive rebounds. We had 14. So I thought that was good that we crashed the boards, but we thought we had a size advantage and we could take advantage of that. Turnovers, we had 23 points off turnovers to their 0 and 10 second chance points to their 0. So those were all positive things that we felt like we could take advantage of, and we did. I thought in the second half we got going offensively much better, moved the ball better. Hitting shots, Carmelo was a big part of that. He was 6 for 8 from the field and 4 for 4 from 3, so he got it going offensively. But I thought defensively we got stops and got out in transition, and that was kind of the difference. We played a lot of guys. I think Melo played 27 minutes. Chase Barnes played 25. Everybody else was somewhere between 13 and I think 18. So we got to play a lot of guys. Some different combinations, so I thought that was good. But second half, we shot the ball well. I think it was like 57%. But I think that was a result of, the ball was moving. We had 23 assists in 32 field goals. So, that's a good stat any night. So, overall, I thought, it was a game that obviously we felt like we had a lot of advantages. But that we made adjustments and were better in the second half. I thought that was a key.
And now we'll open the room up for questions for Coach Heady and Carmelo Harris.
Coach, you talked about Chase Barnes, and there were a lot of other freshmen that ended up getting a lot of minutes in this game. One of those was a guy you talked about last time, Parker LaPlay. Saw a lot that I liked out of him. What did you see that you liked out of him?
He's physical. He plays hard. He's actually a very skilled. He's an undersized 5, but he's skilled. He can pass it. He can handle it. Smart player. He's going to get better as he gets time. He's actually had a concussion, and he was just released a couple days ago. So he hasn't practiced in over a week. So, we had to play him a little bit. We couldn't play him more than 3 or 4 minutes at a time. So I thought he was good. But our freshmen, got a lot of minutes tonight. If you look at our roster, we've got 4 true freshmen and 2 redshirt freshmen. So 6 of our 14 guys are freshmen. So it's good to get them out there, and I feel like there was times when we had 4 freshmen on the floor in the second half. So and to think that we played as well as we played in the second half, that's really a positive thing. So and then Chase, he hasn't had he had 25 minutes tonight. He didn't shoot it great, but I felt like he did a lot of really good things defensively, and then just kind of running the team and getting us into the sets and different things that we wanted to do. He's a freshman playing the point, and that's tough. That's the toughest job, from the high school to the college game, and I think he's making that adjustment, and he's still got some growth, but he's going to get nothing but better.
And then you look at some of these players. You mentioned a lot of these freshmen. I looked at Ethan Edwards. Played 13 minutes with 12 points. He came out just shooting hot. How do you really look at him going into the future?
Well, yeah. He's 6'5". He can shoot it. He's in the gym constantly. He's one of those guys that just works. We got a lot of those kind of guys. But no, he's. We recruited him as one of the best shooters in Indiana. And at 6'5", that's also a big positive for him. So no, it was good to see him get more minutes tonight and get in the flow. It's really hard, to this point he's played like 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and then he'd be out, and that's tough. I thought tonight he got to play extended minutes, and as a result, he kind of got into the flow of the game. And when you're a shooter, that's only going to help you. And I think that's what happened tonight.
Carmelo, a question for you. Today it seemed like everybody was playing with a lot of confidence, and just from the season that I've gotten to watch Coach Heady, he puts a lot of confidence in his players. How does that help you as a player to go out there and perform the way you did?
It just puts the energy in me and like the right mindsets behind things. It's like everything he's telling me is for the team's good. Like he's not trying to take anybody down. He's not trying to take anybody like confidence. He's trying to put that in us. So it just helps us to shoot shots, to make shots, to talk to our teammates that's not making shots. It's just a light that we all need on the bench and the court.
This is a question for both of you. You see through this, there's not one player that really led this team in scoring. Yes, Carmelo, you had 18 points to lead it, but everybody was getting their shots worth. Everybody was scoring. Even in the assist category, everybody's moving the ball. Yeah. As a coach, how does it make you feel, and a player playing with that, how does it make you feel?
Well, yeah, the ball movement is something we talk about all the time. We want the ball to move. We want to play. Our defense. We want that to start. Our offense, and try to play in transition. And if we can't, we want to flow into motion. And we want the ball to move and try to give our guys freedom to play. We'll run a lot of sets and quick hits, but usually those are, off dead balls after free throws, out of timeouts and things. Other than that, we want our guys to just play, and give them concepts and different things with spacing and ball movement and just playing make the defense guard actions. And so we got to get better with it. I think we're improving with it. But when you have guys like Carmelo that knock down shots, then it does make your offense look better. When you're hitting shots. So, but yeah, we want to give guys freedom to play, and as long as the ball's moving, we want to give them that freedom.
Yeah, we just try to do it as he says. Like we try to get everybody touching the ball, swinging it, touching each side. So it's not just like one person that's holding the ball through the whole possession. It's like all of us. So it's like the defense got to shift, and they got to make something we're gonna see it when we attacking. Play off what we know.
Yeah, question for you, Carmelo. Being a new player on the team, obviously you've been able to, get buckets and you're a high volume shooter. How have you kind of fit into the team and kind of found your role within the team, with being a new guy this year?
I don't know. I just kind of figure out what the offense is, figure out what my coach wants, and I adjust. And the program not gonna change for me, so I gotta do my due diligence and do my research, do my history, do my film, and just find out.
I like that. You said the program's like,
yeah,
we say it all the time. We say, we're not going to conform to you.
Yeah.
You're going to conform to us. And
Yeah.
that's something we talk about all the time. And he's done a great job of that. Coming in, we got, any transfer and any guy that's, he's been in another program and all programs are different and there's different expectations and how you do things. And so to come in as a senior and then, have to kind of adjust to our culture and our, how we do things. Sometimes that can be difficult, but he's a team guy and just wants to win. And I think that helps that adjustment when you have guys that just want to win.
One more for me, Coach. On the defensive side, if I remember correctly, they only had 2 or 3 shots in the paint heading into the half. What was the key to keeping them out of the paint? What was working for you on defense?
Well, obviously we had a size advantage. They're not very big. Their big guys were, I think, 6'5", 6'6". So, they were giving up some size inside. They play hard, but they're pretty much a perimeter team. They try to space you out and a lot of weave action, a lot of back cuts and different things, and just try to space the floor. So we had a little bit of trouble with it in the first half, but I thought we adjusted to how they played offensively in the second half. But yeah, we felt like we'd have an advantage with our big guys, and I think points in the paint were, 32-16. Probably could have been better, but I thought we had some looks in there and missed them, didn't take advantage of it. But overall, I thought we took advantage of our size advantage.
And then last one for me as well. Last game you guys had 22 turnovers. You kind of mentioned the turnover battle already. This time you limit that to 5. Yeah. What do you think changed between the two games?
Well, I think one was just who we were playing. They're not a team that's going to come out and really just physically, get up in you. That's something we struggled with, on Sunday. And, we talked about it. We watched film, and we just kind of physically got beat up a little bit, and we can't let that happen. We learned from it. We got to watch film, and we watched a lot of film, in fact. And so hopefully we'll be better with that if it does happen again. But that team's not. They do play hard tonight, and they do put a little pressure on the ball. They switch a lot, and they get up in passing lanes, something we haven't seen to this point. But they weren't as physical on the ball as what we saw Sunday. But still, 5 turnovers with kind of how they play. I think that was a good stat. That combined with they had 0 offensive rebounds to our 14. So those were 2 good things.
All right, Coach. Well, great to see you guys get the win tonight.
Yes, sir.
Coach Heady, Carmelo, thank you for the time, and we'll see you this upcoming Saturday after Thomas More.
Sure.
Thanks again, guys.
Thanks.
For having us.